Hey everyone, it's Rightplan here from NovaGamer, and as you can see, we are doing our final video for Shroud of the Avatar. This is for the pre-alpha 2 release. They are ending it today, so this will be our last video, and as promised, we are going to do this one on solely crafting. Our first crafting video was kind of an intro to what you'll experience when you first see it, because it was the first time we saw it. And now we are going to show you what happens once you start to get the hang of it, and you actually figure out exactly what you're doing. So we learned a couple of tricks as we were fooling around with the bags and all the items. I've sort of organized them this way. Oops, that's not supposed to be there. So basically, this is kind of my tool bag and mold bag. This is my resource bag, and then this is my final items. I wanted to make sure that, well, I kind of made this when I was testing out some stuff before the video, so I made one axe. So we'll make the axe, and we'll also try to make chairs and stuff like that. If you push R, you'll be able to see that this is the recipe list. As if you went back and watched our very first video on the pre-alpha 2, you'll see that, actually it would have been our second video, sorry about that. Would have been our second video, which is the introduction to crafting. You would have seen that these were all empty. Now if you go into blacksmithing, you can see I now know how to make the halberd. If you go into some of these we don't have yet, carpentry, you'll see I've made wooden handles, stool, chair, and the iron halberd. Forging, there's no recipes yet for that. Milling, I have all these so far. And smelting, I have managed to smelt all this. I have made some stuff before, but then I deleted the character because if you remember the first time I was crafting, I was playing on the female character to show you guys the female customization as well, and then deleted her, so I lost a couple of the recipes, but it's not a big deal. Once again, we're going to be losing our connection to this at the end of the day, so I'm not too worried about losing some of my recipes. But let's take a look at it so we can see the difference now compared to before. So now we can actually show you some good tricks of the trade for when the crafting comes out in the game. There are going to be a lot of changes that are going to be made, and I'll go through what people are complaining about as we go through crafting some stuff. I'll mention some things as we do the parts that people found annoying or want changed or think that there should be some other stuff. So let us know below at the end of the video what you guys think of it and what you guys think should be changed, and if you think that they're doing good, if there's something that's really terrible with this, or if it just needs to be redone completely. Because we are interested in knowing your opinions. So first I will show you the smelting side. The easy way we found one trick is, instead of having to shift, click, and drag like we were before, and then pick how many ignits you want, and then click OK, because if you hit enter you start typing in chat. Instead of doing that, you can actually hold down control and just drag one at a time like so, and then release control on the button when you want to put it in. So now you can put one item at a time in, which made it a lot easier to test trial 1, 2, 3, 4, however many ignits we wanted to try to make bars and things like that. Before we could only make iron ignits, which that is 1 coal. Oh, I am short on coal. 1 second here. Let us find the coal. There it is. So we'll add some more coal to our pile. Also take some more iron. Alright, so back to the table. So when you're here, when you want to make, so it does keep anything on the table that you left there. So one thing that we can show you how to make is the iron ignits. So you find the proper mold, for instance the ignit mold, you put it in, you put in the smelting hammer. Now the best way to think of this is, I started looking at it and I was saying, what's the best way to look at this? So try to think of it as a realistic thing. So your fire, for instance, you want to smelt this ignit, this iron ore, you wanted to smelt it into an iron ignit, but you can't do that when there's no fire, so you have to put in a chunk of coal. This will light the fire, and then you put in 1 ignit to smelt. You got this to carry your mold with, and then that's where this will pour out in your mold. So if you wanted to see how it would be set up, you'd kind of be like, this goes into the fire, this goes up into the smelting bowl, and this helps you move this. So if it's all set up like that, This kind of gives you an idea of why they're making you do each of those things. And then you click craft. And you will get an iron ingot. So it makes a lot more sense than before. If you want to get an iron bar, for that you actually need the different mold. So you get the bar mold, which is this one right here. And then you have to put in 1 coal to light the fire. And no, you don't have to put it here. I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. You could put it anywhere in this crafting area that you want. So go, oh, that's cool. You snick it of them. Okay, so go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that'll make an iron 8. Now, I know what you're wondering, do I have to do singles every time? No. You can bring these all down. You can shift and drag and just type in 4 and click OK. And then put them in. And it will let you craft it. And then once you do that, you'll get 1 iron bar. So there you go. That's how you make an iron bar and an iron ingot. Now let's get into the good stuff. So take this out. Let's say you want to make a piece of plate. Now the problem is that we can't make breastplates yet, and I'll explain that in a minute why, but this is the first part of making a breastplate is you need the iron sheets. So the way you make those is you put your iron sheet mold in, you light the fire, and then, oops, not that one, this one. And then you put in iron bars until this will light up. And there you go. Then you click craft, and you get it. So it's actually, when you first look at it, it looks really overwhelming, but if you think of it in that sense that you need some coal to light the fire, need your iron up here, it really makes it a lot easier to understand and a lot easier to figure out what you want and why you're putting things where you're putting them. So the iron sheets, we're not going to do anything with it, but it's just showing you how you can make them so that later when the game is released, you will know how to make the iron sheets, provided that they don't change this too much, which we'll get into at the end of the crafting phase so you can see how it all is. Next, let's make the axe head, because we're going to make this axe. So to make the axe head, you find your axe mold. There we go. You put it in. You light the fire. Oh no, did I run out of them? Yes, I did. Did I really? Yes, I did. I had just enough for the sheet metal, but at least now we can make this. You'll see how faster it is once you know what you're doing. So you just put this in, light the fire already, shift click, and it's just 4, enter, craft. And you put this down, drag another one up, 4, enter, craft, and that's another iron bar. So now we have 2 iron bars, and we want 4 in total, 5 in total, sorry. 4. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 5. Just a second, I'm gonna get rid of that chat. They have fixed this now. You can actually put escape like I just did to do that chat. If you look back at our previous videos, you'll see that even escape wasn't working before, but we let them know about the issues and they fixed that problem now. So now that we have 5 ignits, we put the 5 ignits in. Take this out. Put in that axe one, which is right here. And then all you have to do is light the fire. And voila, we have an axe head. Now I have noticed that the axe head is not the same every time. That axe head is different than this axe head, which you'll see when I put it in. So put everything back where we had it so that we don't lose it all. Now, the next thing is to make the pole. So you come down here to the wood side. And the first thing you want to do is you're going to put, like we did in the first video, you're going to put 1 log in here. And your cubic meter, and this gives you all this wood. Now you can take all that wood out, like so. And this is your cubic meter here. I've also found out how to make them, that's why I have so many of them. And then once you have that done, you can actually put in this pole. And I believe one of these, no. This is the trial and error. There you go. Click craft and it makes one pole, as so. So you put that down with the other poles. Bring this back. And we're almost done. So from there, you're going to come over here to the actual carpentry table. Drag that over. You're going to put your axe head in there. Now there's two ways you can do this, I believe. I'm doing this way to test it. So if you put that there, and your carpentry hammer. No. I saw it in carpentry, so I thought it would be a carpentry recipe as well. But it's not. So instead we'll do this and take it to the table that works. Oops, sorry about that. And go right over to the blacksmith table, which is the one that I know works, but I wanted to see if you could do it on both, but apparently you can't, because if you look on your recipes and you go to carpentry, it shows the iron halberd there, except for it doesn't work on the carpentry table. But it does work on the blacksmithing table, so you put the axe head in, the pole in, and then your blacksmith hammer, which is right here. And that is not working this time. Check the recipes, make sure I got it all right. So go to blacksmithing, wooden pole, smithing hammer, and iron polearm blade. I don't know why that's not working. Oh, there we go. It's a different handle. So this one here is the wooden handle. I haven't made this one yet, so that's why it is a different axe head than that one was. And this one needs a wooden handle. So I will craft this just to show you. And there it is here. So as you can see, there are two different axes. So every axe doesn't get made the same way. Now if you want to find out how I made that other handle, you just go over to your carpentry table, pull up your pole, and then I believe it was the chisel. No. So it's been making quite a bit of stuff all day, so let's take a look here. So go to carpentry. Here it is, wooden handle. You need a wooden pole and a wood rasp. So you find the wood rasp, which is right here. Put that in, click craft. And there you go, you have your wooden handle. And so that's how you'd make that wooden handle for that axe. The axe here that you didn't see literally was just one of these poles that didn't have to be turned into a handle. So I guess you're not shortening the pole to make it a two-handed one like this. You're making it basically a big old halberd, so you want the full size of the pole. But there you go. So that is how you make a weapon. So just to finish this off, before we get into the pros and cons of everything that we've been seeing here, let's just make a really, really quick chair. These are way easier to make, as you'll see. So if you want to make a chair, just bring up your old recipes, go down to carpentry, go to chair. Now you can make a stool, which is really easy. It's just two wooden boards and a carpentry hammer. This one's got a wooden pole though. So you get two boards, a pole, and a hammer. So all you have to do is put in your two boards, put in one pole, and then put in your carpentry hammer and click craft. And there you have it. That easy to make a chair. So that gives you an idea of what the crafting is going to be like. Now, as for what the positives and negatives that they're having, there is some other crafting tables that we've seen here. The reason why you haven't seen me doing anything else is that right now, this table, this table, which if you see in the first video, we were having a lot of issues with them, and that's because they are actually not allowing us to make too many recipes on them. There's one on this that they are, but it's really pointless. They're going to be bringing those out in the next beta so that we can start testing those. Right now, they kind of just wanted the carpentry and the blacksmithing to make sure it was working properly. But basically, that's the whole crafting. That's how the crafting is going to work in the game as of right now. Now, we are getting a lot of complaints on the forums, which I'll go over with so everybody kind of has an idea. Right now, people are complaining that they don't like the fact that you have to single drop and drag everything, and that recipes are very difficult to learn. They also don't like how when you make a recipe that you have to go back and do the same exact way you made it every single time. So we've been proposing things like once you learn a recipe, as long as you have the materials on you, you can make that recipe again just by clicking on that recipe since you've already learned it. That way it still gives you the excitement of learning the recipe for the first time, but you don't have to do it every single time you do it. They also want to make it so that if you want to make 15 or 16 ignits, you can dump all the stuff that you need as long as it's the correct amount of each, and then make that many ignits. And it would have something pop up that said something like, are you sure you, like, if it makes more than one type of thing, then you would have a list of things that you have the recipe for, and you select which one you want and how many you want to create with that ignits you put on the table, which I think is a good idea. But that is pretty much it for the crafting right now. Now, I believe with the next release that they come out with, they're going to actually show us how we can go out and farm all the materials ourselves by chopping trees down, digging ore, and I heard that they might actually bring in a little bit of the combat, but I know that's a huge part of the game that they really need to get down really well before we test it. So let's hope that we get some kind of combat next time, or at least get to leave these towns to experience the outside world and see how traveling around works. But anyways, that's it from here at Nova Gamer. This is the last Shroud of the Avatar video we are going to be making until the next beta release or alpha release. So make sure you subscribe above so you can see when those come back out. And we are going to be putting out many other videos. We've started our video podcast now, so go check that out. And if you guys have anything else you want to see on any other game or any questions you had about this game, feel free to comment below, and we'll try our best to get the information out for you and play another game if you would like to see that one while you're waiting for the next Shroud of the Avatar. Alright, well that's it for me here, and as always, happy gaming.